Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dan with All Seasons Repair Service, and today we're here to give you a tutorial on how to set up a new Toro snow thrower. The one we're going to be showing you here today is a Toro Power Max. It's the 724 model, and we're about to get this uncrated and set up. To getting this bad boy set up is to cut one side of the box and remove some of the cardboard material so it's easier to remove the machine out of its packing. The first thing we're going to do is set up the handles by lifting up the handle here and tightening up these two bolts. Will give us a good starting point to assembling the supplied. We are now going to install the 4 carriage bolts that hold the handles down, and then we're going to tighten them up using a 1/2-inch wrench until they are snug tight so that the handles are installed. We now want to install the traction linkage rod. The bottom part is going to pin into here. The top part is adjustable, and we'll be going over how to set that rod securely installed in the bottom. We now want to adjust the top. We do so by putting it into reverse 2 for speed, and we're going to pull upward on the rod until it stops. Once it's in the fully up position, you are then able to adjust your turn-in so that it fits into the shift rod and shift linkage hole. You want it not to have too much up or down slack because this is what's going to give you your accurate speeds forward. We have the chute installed. We are going to install the chute control linkage rod, and what we're going to do is insert the bladed end into the chute portion, and then we will attach the chute control linkage rod to the actual control itself using the hardware supplied. This time it'll be tightened up with a 7/16 wrench instead of the 1/2-inch that we were using previously. We have the handles installed and the traction linkage properly adjusted. We're going to move on to installing the chute. As you can see here, it's held on by 2 carriage bolts, which are supplied in the hardware. And you're going to use again your 1/2-inch wrench to tighten up both the carriage bolts and your chute. The chute installed, we are going to install the chute control linkage rod, and what we're going to do is insert the bladed end into the chute portion, and then we will attach the chute control linkage rod to the actual control itself using the hardware supplied. This time it'll be tightened up with a 7/16 wrench instead of the 1/2-inch that we were using. With that being done, your Toro machine is now set up. Your Toro machine does come with oil in it. A typical oil system holds 18 to 20 ounces, and we are going to check that before starting the motor. We want to make sure that it is up on the grids towards full. Toro recommends just checking over some basic maintenance and adjustments. The first thing we want to do is check and make sure that our tire pressure is set. It should be between 17 and 20 psi. With that being done, what we're going to do is check our skid and scraper adjustment on a flat surface with the tires being inflated equally. We want to make sure that our skids are riding on the ground so that the scraper is just over the ground. You don't want the scraper to rub, because what this will do is it'll cause premature wear. And so with that being done, we are going to be ready to gas the machine and take it for a test. Here now are going to be to fill the machine to make sure that the wheel drives are pinned into place. You do so by removing the cotter pin, sliding the wheel out to the furthest point so that the rim is flush with the axle, and pinning it back in place. This will lock the drive system so that the wheels do not no longer freewheel, and your drive system functions with your handle controls and your speed controls. Now that the machine has been gassed and oiled, we're ready to start the machine. What we're going to do is just insert our key into the machine. Being that it's in a warm building, we'll make sure that the gas is turned on. We're going to set it to high. We'll give it a choke and a couple primes on the primer. If you're going to use electric start, this would be the point in which you would plug in your electric start and hit the button. We're going to give it a pull. Completed the the setup on the Toro 726 snow thrower. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop us a line or view your instruction manual for other setup and assembly adjustments and procedures. Continue to follow us on YouTube as well as on Blogger. We are currently working on setting up a Facebook and Twitter account as well.